Hi everyone, so last week I finished the final proof edit of The Kissing Booth 2, Going the Distance, which you could pre-order now, link in the description. This is actually it right here. And I've been working on that book for like 7 years or so I felt like I needed to do something that really marked the occasion. And what better way to do that than with a Q&A, because I know a lot of you have questions about the sequel. So I put a post on Instagram, I asked you to comment with your questions. I am going to sit here and scroll through all 161 of those questions. I'm very sorry if I don't get to your question, but that's because there's a lot of them. So without further ado, let's crack on. Question 1, will Elle end up with Noah? This is exactly the kind of question I'm not going to be answering in this video. You're going to have to just wait and see in the sequel, which is out on, I believe, January 2nd. The book, I mean, not the movie, I'm afraid I can't say about the movie. Which brings me to question 2, when is the movie coming out? I can't say, I'm very sorry. Have they finished recording the movie? Yes, they just wrapped literally on Friday when I finished the book. How cute is that? When will the book arrive in my country? Will the book be translated into insert language here? I don't know, I really don't. I know we've sold a few translation rights, which I believe are French, German, and Italian, and probably Portuguese in Brazil. I really don't know though. I'm very sorry. I guess just like check your local bookstore or Amazon or ask in your library. I'm sorry. Also, when I do know that it's been translated, I usually don't know when it's coming out, so I find out via you guys on Instagram, actually. Did you take into account the actual relationship between the actors to do the second book? No, because this isn't a book about Joey or Joel or Jacob or anyone else. It's a book about Elle. How have Elle, Noah and Lee changed since you wrote the first book of The Kissing Booth? I mean, I think my writing style has probably changed, but I did try and keep it kind of in line with a lot of the way The Kissing Booth was written. For Elle and Lee, it's like their senior year, so they're changing, and Noah goes off to college, so he changes a little bit as well, because like that's what you do as you grow up. But they're still the same characters we know and love. I think, I hope, God. Way to give me an existential crisis. How big of a part is Noah in the book? P.S. You're such an incredible author. Well, thank you very much, Baked by Luz. That's very nice of you. Noah's in the book. He's also in the movie. So, you know, to those of you who asked, is Jacob in the movie? Yeah, he is. It's all the same cast and everything. Plus some new guys. Which brings me to question, I've lost track, question maybe 6, 7, I don't know. A few of you asked, are there any new characters in the movie? Yes. So in the book we have Amanda, who is Noah's friend at college, and we have Levi, who is Elle's new friend at school. And in the movie they are called Chloe and Marco. They just are. Overall, what do you think the most challenging part about writing these characters is? So actually for me the most challenging part of book 2 was when I was editing it, because my agent pointed out that Noah and Lee's storylines kind of were very like parallel. They were very similar, and that probably wasn't going to work. And I really wasn't happy with how I'd done Lee's storyline at first, and I have reworked it and I am much happier with it now. I think it's so much better and it's much more Lee. So yeah, that's all I'm saying about that. What's the timeline in TKB2? So I don't think it's a spoiler alert or anything to say that it starts at the start of their senior year. So Noah's just gone off to college, that's where we left off Kissing Booth 1 at the end of summer, and now it's senior year, start the new school year. Yeah, some of you will have already read the first chapter because it was included in certain editions of The Beach House, which was released in May. I'm sorry if your edition didn't include that, it's just decisions made by the publishers in different countries. So you said it took you a long time to write. Did the ending change over time, or is the ending always what I envisaged it to be? I really don't think I said that word right, it just did not sound right in my head then. Actually, I know I said I changed Lee's storyline while I was editing, but the ending has always been the same, I think, since the start of like the first draft I wrote of this book. El final del libro es como de la película o son diferentes. Creo que no son mucho diferentes. Hay diferencias, pero I don't know how to say this one in Spanish, I'm sorry, but this also answers some of your other questions, which is, yes, the second movie is based on my second book. Is it really finished? Yes, it's terrifying. What's the plot of the second book? So the plot of the second book is that Elle and Noah are trying the long distance relationship while he's at college in Harvard and she has remained in California, and there is a new guy at school called Levi that Elle starts to get close with, or Marco if you're talking about the film, and there is a girl at college called Amanda / Chloe if you talk about the film that Noah starts to get close with, and what is gonna happen? I'm really bad at blurbs and talking about my book, I'm sorry. My usual thing is, so this is the premise and shit happens, and yeah. That's the premise and shit happens. Tell us something that you have yet to mention or can mention, please. I will tell you that Levi, I believe, is a total Hufflepuff. Will there be a lot of differences between the book and the movie? I mean, there are differences. I mean, you probably already guessed there are differences because Amanda is called Chloe in the movie and Levi is called Marco, but like there are differences, but I think that makes sense because the film has got to follow on from the film and the book has got to follow on from the book. And I'm really happy with how the movie's written. I think Vince has done a wonderful job again. He's really pulled it out of the bag. It's not a question, but I love your book. It's my favourite book. I'm so excited to read the second one. Thank you very much. That's very nice of you. Jenny _ Thanks. Are we going to have a third one? Jesus Christ, I've just finished the second one. Is Elle going to end up with Noah or Levi or Lee? That would be a spoiler. How did they do the second movie if you hadn't finished the book yet? So I gave them the manuscript that I had and we've just been editing the manuscript since. This looks too successful, ... I'm confused. Did you write a second book called Kissing Booth 2? Or is it the script of the movie? No, this is a book. What makes your love story or movie unique with regards to the storyline and character arcs? I don't know. I could try and give you a flashy press quote kind of response to this, but honestly, I just wrote the kind of book I wanted to read. And people have really responded to it. I do think that the platonic but very strong friendship between Elle and Lee is something that people said they don't see a lot, that they really responded to, because, you know, people have friendships with someone of another gender that's not romantic. So yeah, I guess that would be my answer. But I didn't try and do anything special or different. I just wrote what I wanted to read. And it's worked out for me, okay, I guess. Will you someday tell us the scene that inspired The Kissing Booth 2? Yes, I will when it's out, I promise. So for those of you who don't know, there is a particular scene in The Kissing Booth 2 that the entire book has revolved around for me. So it's the reason I started writing it, because I had the idea for this scene and I just kind of couldn't let it go. And that's why I started writing the sequel. It wasn't because I was gonna write a sequel, it's just because of this one scene that I needed to write about. I'd like to see if you can guess which one it is when you read it. Is this now a drama instead of a comedy? I didn't realise the first one was a comedy until people told me it was funny. I guess it's the same level of comedy and drama. I haven't tried to be funny. Do you think Going the Distance will be a movie? Yes, because they just finished filming that. When it comes to love, what does Elle do in The Kissing Booth to change Noah? Oh my god, this is one hell of a question. Honestly, I think that for Noah, Elle's just someone that he finds he really connects to and bonds with and can open up to and be vulnerable around, and that's not something he's really had. So it's not necessarily that he changes or that she changes him, it's just that he's able to become more himself around her. Favourite chapter to write? Well, it's several chapters, but it's like this one scene that I really wanted to write about. Did you base the storyline and characters on books you've read in the past or anybody you've ever met? No, because I don't like to base things off people I know. I usually steal little characteristics or anecdotes or things like that to inspire. But I don't base things off anyone because I feel weird about that. I don't even do it off myself. You'll see I can see bits of me in my characters, but I don't do it intentionally, and it's usually only on the third round of editing I'm like, oh, that hit home. When writing The Kissing Booth 2, did you feel the same way as writing The Kissing Booth? I'm gonna say no, but probably because it's been 7 years of working on this as opposed to a couple of months, and that's because we'd done it a bit, I put it down, I didn't work on it for ages, I've been doing lots of edits on it, and those take quite a while, and you've got to wait for someone else to read it and work through it and send you their notes back, and I think I took this one a lot more seriously, so it felt like a lot more hard work rather than just yeah, screw it, I'm gonna write a book. Lots more questions about will Elle and Noah still be together. I'm glad most of the 160 odd questions I got were that, because this is making this video a lot easier. Do you have a tip for young authors to release a book? I mean, I would definitely recommend sharing your work on Wattpad, because there's just a really great supportive community on there, and that really did a lot for me as a writer, and obviously is where I got found by an editor and my book got published. Also, I think looking into getting a literary agent is probably good practice. Obviously write the kind of book you want to read. That's always my advice. Wait, there's gonna be a movie? Yeah, we're getting a movie again. Lee and Al are gonna dance their feet off. I hope so. Moonlight Maker _ definitely not in the book, because the dancing things are not in the book. So someone has commented with a couple of theories, including, what about Elle's dad and Lee's mum? Do they have a secret affair? This one made me laugh a lot when I first read it, because no. How much control do you have over what's seen in the film? I mean, I am not in the business of making movies. I haven't got a clue what I'm talking about, but I did get to see the script, and I talked to Vince, who's the scriptwriter and director, a couple of times before we kind of launched everything, and he wrote the script in the first place. I felt very comfortable just kind of trusting him with it, but I was able to give him feedback on the script, and that was the level of control or input, I guess, that I was happy to have, because he's done a really great job. I mean, have you guys seen the first one? It's amazing. Is the Beach House book nice to read, and is it based on The Kissing Booth? I hope it's nice to read. I really do, but I don't feel like I'm the authority to tell you if it's nice to read or not. But it is a companion novella to The Kissing Booth. It takes place during the summer of The Kissing Booth before Noah goes off to college. And that's because I started writing it as part of The Kissing Booth and decided it was dragging on the story, and I took it out. And then everyone liked the book so much, I was like, well, just finish writing this and post it as well. People can have fun reading this. And then we published it. Have you ever thought about making a sequel? Yeah, yes, for the last 7 years. And I don't know what I'm going to do without it. What inspired you to write the book? The sequel, this one scene that I can't tell you about yet. For the first one, it was just like everything was vampires or werewolves. I was a bit bored of that, so I decided to write my own book that I wanted to read. What do you think about Euphoria and The Act? I think I haven't seen them yet, and I need to. Where's your t-shirt from? I'm glad you asked, person who never asked, but I'm anticipating someone will. This was from Represent. Joel did a charity thing with them with this t-shirt last year, and I bought this one and Joey's one as well, which is hanging in my wardrobe right now. Yeah, thank you to everyone who sent me questions. I'm sorry, I know a bunch of you sent me some in Instagram DMs and on Twitter. Maybe if I have a bunch more questions at some point, I will do another one of these videos. But thank you very much. Like I said, link in the description to pre-order The Kissing Booth 2. It's due out on January 2nd. There will be translations coming across the world, but I don't really know which ones or when. Make sure you follow me on Twitter where I'm @Recalls, or on Instagram where I'm AuthorBethRecalls for more updates. And thank you very much for watching this whole thing, if you stuck it out till the end. And I will see you guys next time.